morning, everyone. So today we are going to start by reviewing the RE words that might have been a little bit confusing from yesterday, and then we're going to move on to today's prefix. So here I wrote up all of the words that we worked with in that last question in the form yesterday. So we're going to use that same rule again. You shorten the word, and if you know what it means on its own, then that could be a root. If it doesn't have any meaning on its own, then it's not a root, and re is not a prefix. So let's start with re-cook. If I look for a part of the word I know and I separate re, cook is a word, right? When you cook something, you're doing something to the food so you can eat it. If you re-cook it, you are cooking it again. So this one works, right? Because we remember that re means, again. Reuse. I know use is a word. I know re means to use it again. So that works. Report. This one is tricky. If I separate re, port is a word. If you go to a port, that's like where boats are. But if I report something, does that mean that the boats are happening again? No. When we report something, we know that we tell it to someone or write it down or something. So this doesn't actually make any sense because we have to think about the meaning of the word and not just, is it a word? Reflect. If I separate the reflect is not a word at all. So I don't know why some of us thought that reflect had a prefix. It does not. Regret. If I separate the regret is also not a word. So this one doesn't work. Relieve. These last two are tricky because they look similar. This word is relieve and this one is relive. So relieve, if I take away the RE, I can look this up in a dictionary. L-I-E-V-E is not a word. Leave, like L-E-A-V-E, is a word. It means to exit, but that is not the same thing as this. So relieve does not work. Last one, relive. If you live, means you're alive, you're doing things, you're out in the world. Relive, it's like you're going through an experience again. So this one exists on its own, and relive means you're doing it again. So this one works. Remember, don't just separate a word and think, okay, that works. You have to really think about what the root word means and what the prefix means. So, moving on to today's, we're gonna work with the prefix DIS. Now, we're gonna keep doing the same thing. We are going to look at the word, separate out the prefix, and then see if it makes sense. Dishonest. I know honest on its own is someone who is saying the truth. Dishonest means that you are not saying the truth. So dis adds meaning to the word honest. That works. Disconnect. If I connect something, I'm putting it together, right? If I connect with someone, we're coming together. Disconnect means you are pulling it apart from each other. Like if I disconnect the laptop, that means that I'm not charging it anymore. So dis is changing the meaning of connect. Disconnect. That one works. Next, distort. This might be a word that you've never heard before. Distort in general means like you're messing something up. But if I look at just tort, it doesn't really mean anything that makes sense here. Tort is a word, but it's completely different from distort. So this one doesn't work. This is the kind of skill where a dictionary could really help, guys. So if you have a dictionary at home or just use your phone or your laptop, you can look up the word and then try to figure out if it has a prefix or not. Moving on, discontinue. If I continue something, it means that I'm going to keep on going with doing it, right? So I can continue to feed Mateo. That means that I'm going to keep giving him food, right? If I discontinue, that means no more food, Mateo. So dis changes the meaning of continue. So that works. Next, last one. Disgusting. This one is interesting because it does have a suffix here. So if I separate out the suffix and I separate out dis, I get gust. I know gust is like a big gust of wind, like a lot of something, but disgusting means like something that's nasty. So a gust isn't actually a word. So dis doesn't really make sense. Well, gust is a word, but it doesn't really mean anything with dis. So this one does not work. So now let's look at dishonest, disconnect, and discontinue. Dishonest, not honest. Discontinue, not connected. Or disconnect, not connected. Discontinue, not continuing. So this means not. Thanks, guys.